Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Sunset with Hot Brass Gaming, and today we're playing a little bit of Skyrim Special Edition. Now, if you're like me, you purchased a special edition and was really impressed with the game trailer and all that stuff, but then when you got the game, you're like, well, what did you guys exactly do? Well, I got kind of bummed out about it and pretty much stopped playing it, but then I picked it back up and I started downloading a bunch of mods. I've downloaded approximately 35 mods in this particular game that you're watching. I've downloaded everything from a backpack mod to a cape mod, which added a little bit more realism. And Skyrim to me seemed like it'd be a place that would be so cold it would be almost unbearable. So I downloaded a hypothermia app. So you have to make campfires, and when you're going through like a snowstorm, you probably are going to have to stop and make a fire and make a camp because the storm is passing through, just kind of like in real life. So this app allows you to make a campfire, which doesn't really seem that out of place. At some points it seems a little bit glitchy, but it's not anything that is intolerable. It doesn't feel like it was made by a 2-year-old child. If you guys want a list of these mods, I'm going to put them down in the description below, and I think you guys will really enjoy them. If you guys like them, please add some comments below and tell me which ones you think maybe I should try, and it would be a lot of fun for me. So at this point, I'm done collecting my firewood. Now it's time for me to actually make the fire. Now when it comes to this, there's two different types of fires you can make. There's one that kind of looks like the big giants one, but it's scaled down. And then the other one is kind of a tactical fire that has low light, which is pretty cool. Now, when I originally downloaded this, I fumbled through it. I got pretty discouraged with it because it didn't really have a lot of explanation behind it. But once I fumbled through it, it became second nature and it doesn't feel that weird. And when it comes to tents, I mean, you can't go camping without a tent. I mean, let's face it. So when it comes to tents, this mod is second to none. I don't know how you would have this all on your back, but besides that, it's pretty cool. There's two different styles you can make. There's one that has like all the gizmos and gadgets, which is the one I'm putting up, and then there's kind of a more plain style camp. Now when it comes to setting up the tent, you have to make sure that the floor that you're setting it up on is relatively flat. I mean, nowhere in Skyrim is completely flat, but you know, the flatter the better. My rug turned into a Pac-Man because my floor is not as flat as it should be. Now when it comes to food, I used to just throw away all of the food. I mean, there was no point in carrying around a half a venison leg that weighed 10 tons when it doesn't really do anything for you. So now when you cook food, it actually replenishes your hunger. When it comes to water, they've added these cool little sheepskin bladders that you carry around, and you fill them up in any lake or stream, and as you're adventuring, you drink them when you get thirsty, which to me seems pretty logically real and added a little bit more depth into the game. So now I'm no longer thirsty and I'm hydrated, which adds a bonus to the actual game. So it's not just like, oh, you're hungry and it doesn't do anything. They've actually like methodically thought about this and figured out what would actually happen if you were in a survival situation and you weren't eating or you weren't drinking water. Now they've added so much depth to this mod that you have to eat a well-rounded diet. So you can't just eat 28,000 things of grilled leeks. It's not going to work out too hot for you. You're going to need some protein to get that bonus. Overall, with all of these mods put together, it's a nice touch, and it kind of made me want to replay Skyrim again. Along with some of the graphics mods I've downloaded, it just overhauled the whole game of Skyrim, and it made me feel like the way it should have been outside of the box. Now, I know my way of playing Skyrim isn't the right way. There is no right way to play this game, but I thought that adding these simple touches would be a great way to make it more realistic and make the replayability of it a lot higher. When I got the special edition, I really fiddled with it for a couple days. I was like, oh, this is the same game. This made me want to re-dive into it. I told my buddy when we were playing the other day that I don't even want to like run from town to town. I like walking because I'm able to look at all this sweet scenery that's been remastered and looks amazing. It makes you just want to take a walk through the park. So I hope you guys liked the video. I hope this was some information for you because, you know, having an Xbox, you're not able to get those sweet graphics that you can get with a PC, but with some of these mods, you can close that gap down a little bit and enjoy the game over again. If you guys like the video, I'm going to be having a lot more content on Rainbow Six Siege, Skyrim, and Battlefield 1. So if you guys like those video games, please give me a like and subscribe, and hopefully I can give you guys some tips and tricks along the way. And you guys are catching it here, only where the rounds fly. Hot Brass Gaming.